The air over Eternia crackled with an unnatural energy, sending shivers through the spires of Castle Grayskull. Sorceress Tila stood at the ancient altar, her keen eyes watching as the orb of foresight swirled with disturbing visions. Shadows moved across its surface, an army of the undead, storm clouds black as the abyss, and at the center of it all, a man wreathed in lightning. He was not Skeletor. He was not Kahndaq. This was something different, something ancient. He-Man, standing beside her, tightened his grip on the sword of power, the muscles on his arms, flexed as he studied the vision. "Who is he?" he asked. Tila hesitated. "A warlord from another world. His name is Teth Adam, but he is feared as Black Adam." The name carried weight, an omen of destruction. He-Man had faced cosmic tyrants and demonic warlords, but something about this Black Adam sent unease into his soul. "He has the power of the gods," Tila continued. "Strength that rivals your own, speed beyond mortal sight, and a will as unbreakable as his might." He-Man crossed his arms. "If he is so powerful, why has he come here?" Tila's expression darkened. "He seeks power and vengeance." Far across the crystal sea, black storm clouds churned over the ruins of an abandoned fortress. The sky flickered with eldritch lightning, and the air buzzed with raw energy. At the heart of the storm, standing atop a jagged outcrop of rock, was Black Adam. His golden lightning bolt gleamed against his obsidian armor, his piercing eyes scanning the horizon. He had come to Eternia with a singular purpose: to claim the untapped magic that flowed through the land. Magic that would make him an unstoppable god. Behind him, a cloaked figure approached. "My lord," the figure rasped, "the forces are gathered. The relic you seek is within the depths of Castle Grayskull." Adam turned his gaze to the castle, miles away, but visible even through the raging storm. "Castle Grayskull," he mused, "a fortress of untold power." The cloaked figure nodded. "Its secrets are said to rival the power of the gods." Adam's eyes narrowed. "Then it belongs to me." With a crack of thunder, he launched into the sky, his form a blur of black and gold as he shot toward Grayskull with the force of a comet. Back in Grayskull, He-Man stood before the Council of Elders, the spectral guardians of Eternia. Their ghostly forms flickered like candlelight, their voices layered with time itself. "The arrival of Black Adam signals a great reckoning," one elder intoned. "He comes seeking dominion over magic itself," another said gravely. He-Man remained firm. "Then I will stop him." The eldest of the council, his eyes glowing like dying stars, raised a hand. "Be warned, Champion of Grayskull. His strength is born of gods, just as yours is. But his heart is tempered by rage." Tila stepped forward. "Then we must prepare. If his power is godlike, we will need more than He-Man's strength to stop him." The elder's gaze fell upon He-Man. "The power of Grayskull is mighty, but Black Adam's rage fuels him beyond mortal constraints. Only through wisdom and strategy will you prevail." He-Man nodded. He had never relied on brute strength alone. The battle ahead would be unlike any he had faced before. The first strike came at dawn. Lightning split the sky, striking the outer walls of Grayskull. The heavens roared, and in its wake, a figure descended from the storm, Black Adam. His feet touched the stone with a thunderous impact. His arms crossed as he surveyed the legendary fortress. "This power should not belong to children," he murmured. "It is wasted in the hands of fools." The great doors of Castle Grayskull creaked open. He-Man stepped forward, sword in hand, his presence a beacon of defiance. "This is not your world," He-Man called. "You have no right to be here." Adam's eyes burned with golden fury. "I take what is mine." With a clap of thunder, he launched toward He-Man, and Eternia itself trembled at the force of what was to come.
Are you just watching?
Subscribe, please.
The air between He-Man and Black Adam crackled with raw energy, the very atmosphere straining under the pressure of two godlike beings staring each other down. Eternia had seen many battles, but never one that felt like the heavens themselves were at war. Without a word, Black Adam struck first, a blur of motion, a shockwave tearing through the stone beneath, his feet as he launched toward He-Man. He-Man barely had time to raise. his sword before Adam's fist met the flat of the blade, sending a burst of golden lightning across the battlefield. The sheer force blasted He-Man off his feet, sending him skidding backward into the walls of Castle Grayskull. Adam did not pause. He was upon He-Man in an instant, seizing him by the chest plate and lifting him into the air. "You are strong," Adam growled, his golden eyes burning with power. "But strength alone will not save you." With a roar, Adam hurled He-Man across the battlefield. The ground split where He-Man landed, but he did not stay down for long. With a mighty push, he surged to his feet, eyes fierce with determination. "I'm He-Man, Champion of Eternia," he declared, gripping the Sword of Power tightly. "And I will not let you claim Grayskull." Black Adam smirked. "Then fight, champion." The ground shattered beneath them as they collided again. He-Man swung his sword with all his might, the power of Grayskull surging through him. Adam blocked with his forearm, sparks flying as the enchanted metal clashed with his divine resilience. A moment later, Adam countered with a devastating punch to He-Man's ribs, sending the warrior stumbling back. He-Man refused to fall. He spun with the momentum, slashing his sword in an arc that forced Adam to dodge. Seizing the opening, He-Man drove his shoulder into Adam's chest, sending him soaring through the air. Before Adam could recover, He-Man leaped after him, bringing his sword down in a powerful strike. But Black Adam was faster. In an instant, he twisted mid-air, dodging the attack and delivering a thunderous uppercut that sent He-Man crashing into the mountainside. Boulders crumbled, dust and debris filling the air as He-Man struggled to rise. Adam landed before him unimpressed. "Is that all, Eternian?" He-Man wiped blood from his lip and narrowed his eyes. Not even close. Summoning every ounce of his power, He-Man charged. The two warriors clashed once more, exchanging blows that shattered the land around them. Adam's speed was incredible. He darted around He-Man with near-invisible velocity, striking from multiple angles. But He-Man was relentless, enduring the punishment and countering with precise, devastating strikes of his own. The battle raged across Eternia. They fought through forests, their blows uprooting ancient trees. They crashed through mountains, turning peaks into rubble. They soared into the sky, locked in furious combat, before slamming back into the ground with earth-quaking force. As the fight wore on, both warriors bore the marks of battle. Blood dripped from He-Man's brow, and bruises marred his powerful frame. Black Adam's golden armor was cracked, his breath coming in measured growls. But Adam was still faster, still relentless. With a blinding burst of speed, he appeared behind He-Man and whispered a single word: Shazam. A colossal bolt of lightning struck down from the heavens, engulfing He-Man in divine energy. The force of it shattered the ground, sending shockwaves across the battlefield. He-Man cried out in pain, the power of the gods crashing through him like a storm. But He-Man did not fall. Through sheer will, he gritted his teeth and took a step forward. The sword of power in his hands glowed with an ethereal light. "I have the power!" He-Man roared, channeling the full might of Castle Grayskull into his blade. With one final earth-shattering swing, He-Man struck. The sword cleaved through the lightning, dispersing it into the heavens. Black Adam's eyes widened in shock. As the force of He-Man's attack collided with his chest, the impact sent him hurtling across the battlefield, his body crashing into the ruins of the ancient fortress where he had first arrived. When the dust settled, Black Adam lay motionless, his strength spent. He tried to rise, but He-Man was already upon him, his sword at Adam's throat. "This ends now," He-Man said firmly. Black Adam, his pride wounded, clenched his fists, but did not strike. He knew he had been bested. With a frustrated sigh, he met He-Man's gaze. "You are worthy, champion." Then with a crack of lightning, he was gone. He-Man stood victorious, the power of Grayskull coursing through him. The battle was won. Eternia was safe, but he knew Black Adam would return. And when he did, He-Man would be ready.